What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Baylor versus Kansas college basketball matchup going down Saturday, February 1st, 2025. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Great time to jump on something long-term. Whether it's with a daily pass or a long-term pass, remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. We've also got products for those who make big bets and for those with big bankrolls, those looking for a VIP experience, where you're going to get things like late alert plays closer to game time, or we're going to track line movement for you, try to get you the best possible number compared to the closing line. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, text the number on the screen for more information, even if it's just to find out if it's right for you. But let's get to this one between Baylor and Kansas, and got an interesting Big 12 matchup here as you've got the Baylor Bears coming into this one with a record of 13-7 on the year, 7-11-1 against the number after a 93-89 loss on the road at the hands of BYU in their last matchup. Meanwhile, Kansas coming in 15-5 on the year, 10-10 against the number. Falling short against the number against UCF. They got the win 91-87, but they've dropped 4 of their last 5 against the number as they were laying 12.5 in that game. And I got to give Baylor their credit. They went on the road. They went into altitude, back-to-back games in altitude, and beat Utah, took BYU to overtime, but unfortunately fell short against the Cougars in that game. And, I think that Baylor is going to be fine down the road. This is a young team, a talented team that has the ability to, grow from this. And if you look at the latest bracketology report, which I think we have to start doing when we're talking about college hoops, Baylor is currently on a 9 line. They're a 9 seed. They're in the NCAA tournament. So the more wins that they can accrue, the better it's going to be for this Baylor team. Now, that being said, I have also been highly critical of this Baylor team because I feel like, this has been a team that has done a good job of beating up on bad teams, have had trouble stepping up against good teams, and especially when you take them out on the road, it's left a lot to be desired when it comes to Baylor. I mean, if I look at Baylor and sort of just how this team has done in terms of their, road games, they're one of the worst, in my opinion, road teams in college basketball in terms of not being able to carry over some of their form onto the road. And when you look at, just like I said, the teams that they've played, teams like, they beat up on like Sam Houston, Tarleton earlier this season, New Orleans. But when Baylor had to make the step up and play teams like, St. John's, Tennessee, Gonzaga, Iowa State, they would fall flat. And that's what I'm concerned is going to happen here. Because I like Baylor, I like what they did in altitude, but this is a Kansas team that seems to just play well for the most part wherever they go. They have had issues on the road in the past, and especially in some games earlier this season where they lost to Creighton and Missouri in true road games, lost to Iowa State on the road, but they've also picked up blowout wins over UCF, Cincinnati, TCU, and while Baylor's kind of, I think, in the middle of all that, where they're not one of the worst teams in the conference, but they're not that elite level, I think that Kansas can go out on the road and get the job done. This is, for me, a fairly undersized Baylor team in the front court. Now, don't get me wrong, Norshad Omier, he finds a way to, go into the trees and battle and get a lot of rebounds. Don't get me wrong. If you look at Omier's, recent numbers, last time out against BYU, he had 12 points, 8 rebounds, had back-to-back, double-digit rebound games against Utah and Kansas State. So he has a way of going inside, but you're still going up against a Kansas team right now. It still is Hunter Dickinson inside at 7'2". I just think there's a size mismatch that the Kansas Jayhawks are going to exploit in this game. And while I understand Baylor being favored at home here, maybe, some people say, well, it's the unranked team laying points at home against the ranked opponent. I still think that Kansas can get the job done in this one. I'm going to lean towards Kansas in this one, getting the free bucket, and that's going to be my free pick. But just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. Why you're Pickdawgz? Check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business and tools that you want to make sure that you have in your back pocket when you're making your best bets for the day's action. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.